whenever
I
you're
was
ready.
literally watching you on YouTube this morning.
Oh, you're lying,
I
Queen.
swear, because I was trying to find any footage and we don't have any access to anything but YouTube in the hotel room. And I saw that you guys posted a recap of the finale, and I was like, let me see what they have to say. And you were dead on about a lot of your opinions, let me just say.
Oh, thanks. We were definitely gagging, Queen. First of all, congratulations. You ate it up. Period. We gotta let you know,
No
give you your
problem.
flowers. Period. But let's get into it. Let me first ask you, how does it feel to be the winner of Big Brother Canada 12, Queen?
Oh my God. It feels unbelievable. I literally cannot believe that it happened. I am on a cloud. I haven't returned to my body yet. It has not sunk in, but I know that yesterday was the best day of my life. I just haven't fully processed it yet.
That makes a lot of sense. That's crazy. I've never heard someone answer that question like that. No, that's crazy. Okay, can you talk more about the importance to you for a woman to have won this season? Because we haven't seen a woman win since Paris, and that
Yes.
was 6 years ago, way too
Mhm.
long. So can you talk more about that?
Yes. Before even coming into this house, that was my goal. That was my mission. I really wanted that woman to be me. But above anything, I really just wanted people to see that women can have relationships that are trustworthy, that are empowering, that are supportive. So having that girl alliance alone was very important for me. For Canada to see that. We don't see that very often. And girls often turn on each other as they did in this game, but I wanted to be the person that didn't do that. I wanted to prove that you don't have to turn on each other or put each other down to get where you want to be. I felt like we could all win in that moment, and a woman winning would mean that we all get to win. So it
Mm-hmm.
it means everything to me. I'm so proud and honored that I got to accomplish that goal. And yeah, I'm glad I got to be the one to break that curse.
Yes. Okay. So, with that being said, if you were the one who had won that final HOH, what I'm hearing is, well, what I think I'm hearing is, what would you have done with it? Like, who would you have evicted?
Oh, I would have evicted Anthony.
Oh,
I
baby, that
know it would have.
sucks.
I know it would have hurt bad, but it would have hurt me more to go back on who I was and what I stand for in this game. I knew I was going to bring Lexus just for the fact that that would guarantee a woman wins. I didn't even care if it was me. That outweighed me being the winner, even
Mm-hmm.
though I do think I would have won anyway. But it was very important for me to see that through. And if I didn't do that, then what was this whole thing for?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so speaking of Anthony, you kind of mentioned in your speech that one of your strategies was the relationship you had with him, the bond you had with him, which we kind of didn't get to really see all of that. So I'm wondering, can you explain a little bit more about that strategy that you had to get close to Anthony, and then y'all's relationship in general?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a feeling that people weren't really seeing the meaning behind all of our arguments and just how hard I was working on that relationship and why. When Donna went up on the block, I realized that anybody that's talking about Anthony is going to leave this game. He's making all the moves in this game. I wanted him out, but if I stood on that, he was going to get me out. So I knew I needed to create a relationship with him. I needed him to trust me. And the way that I know how to do that is just by being honest so he could see what kind of person I am. And but we were working different sides of the house. We were working with different
Mm-hmm.
people. We wanted different things. I didn't like how manipulative he was, especially with me. And sometimes, the way he spoke to me was triggering to me. So I would argue with him a lot just to get my point of view heard, to feel significant. A lot of the time, I felt like he didn't see me or respect my gameplay. So
Mm-hmm.
not only was I fighting for my point of view and for my game, but I was fighting for us to have that relationship that I wanted with him so badly. Like I really wanted to trust him, but something in me just wouldn't allow it. There was something about him that I just could not break down and really see him for who he was. He wouldn't let his guard down with me. So it was a constant battle for us trying to break down those walls. And bit by bit, we did to the point that, he promised me a final two. So it
Yeah.
worked, but I still, up until the very end, just something didn't sit right with me. I just didn't feel like I could trust him, but I was fighting really hard to trust him. And that's what you were seeing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so at the beginning of the game, when you entered the house and then you saw there were two veterans also
Yeah.
joining the game, how do you feel like that shifted the way you decided to play?
Hmm. A lot because I knew that
Mhm.
I was, more of an alpha female type. I knew that I had a very strong personality, that I was probably going to be some type of leader in the game in some way. But when they walked in, it kind of changed my game plan that they're the leaders. And maybe I can kind of blend into the background a little bit more. They can take charge.
Mhm.
I needed them in the game, and I decided that I wanted to work with both of them. And I just needed to figure out a way to make them want to work with me.
Yeah, I really like that. So the first big thing that I feel like happened in your game was week 2 when Spicy V won the HOH and she blindsided you and took out Donna. So
Yes.
I'm wondering, because after that you still continued to work with those girls, but I'm wondering, in your mind, did any of your opinions shift on working with them after that move happened?
Yes, it did. Especially because of some of their reasons for why they wanted Donna to go up. Spicy kind of immediately regretted her decision or appeared to. She said it was because of everyone else's reasons why she put Donna up. She didn't really have the same opinions about Donna. I felt
Mhm.
that the other girls were playing very emotionally, and not strategically. If they felt this type of way about one of the girls, then a conversation should have been had, not a backdoor. So it definitely put up some red flags for me that this group of girls maybe not be so committed as I am. But I trusted Spicy when she told me that, this wasn't really her move. Anthony was in her ear. All the girls were in her ear. This was a move she had to make. So I wanted to believe her and trust her that, maybe we can work together in this game. I do feel like she's telling me the truth. The other
Mhm.
girls, I'm a little worried about how they're playing this game. Like, if I don't talk to them for a day, are they going to come after me now? Like, that was I was getting a little bit worried. Yeah.
That's fair enough. So we kind of hear a little about your strategy at the beginning of the game. So what was your strategy towards the end of the game when it was like less numbers, and then you did your spicy V decision? Like, what was your game plan to get to the final two chairs towards that end game?
I think having that trust and loyalty with Anthony was the most important thing. I
Mhm.
knew that if he trusted me, that he would protect me, and that everybody is kind of doing whatever Dougie wants. So if he wants me in the game, then I'll stay in the game.
Mhm.
So I really was working on that relationship a lot, and otherwise, I was still trying to create bonds with other people without lying to them. Like,
Mhm.
with Tola, I did tell him I could go Final Four with him because that's the truth, but I was never going to promise him a Final Two. I didn't want to lie to anyone because I didn't want them to have any reasons to come after me. So my game plan kind of turned into don't give anyone a reason, create more reasons why you should be here and that they can
Mhm.
trust you. And I think everybody left in the house really truly trusted me.
Mhm. Okay, so near the end game, final five, you were part of the plan to take out Spicy V. And that was an interesting decision. I remember seeing like your diary rooms of you, like you were damn near contemplating in the diary room, like talking to us about it. And I kind of want to ask what was like the true realization, or when was the true realization that you really couldn't trust Spicy V? Because you kind of mentioned things way in the past and you were like things more recent. So what really was it?
It was kind of, looking at the game as a whole. And when she casted her vote to evict me as a sympathy vote for Avery, that didn't sit well with me.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted it to be water under the bridge, but it really stuck with me. Learning that she did throw the veto competition when Avery and I were both on the block, she could have saved one of us and kept our final three intact. It made me realize that maybe she's not my number one in this game. And when Anthony told me that maybe she was his target that week, she never acted as if she never acted the same way with me that week. Usually we're talking, we're like, what are we going to do? How are we going to survive this week? We got to make sure he puts Lexus and Todd up on the block. If it comes down to it, we'll get Lexus out, we'll get Todd out. There was none of that. So it made
Mm-hmm.
me realize that she's probably hoping, or she'd be down. If Anthony wants to put me up, I don't think she'll fight him on it because she's not fighting for me right now. So
Mm-hmm.
it kind of just added to it. Like, I really don't think that this girl has my back in the way that I want her to and in the way that I have hers. And Anthony being HOH, for me to go against what he wants this week will actually just be a detriment to my game. So
Mm-hmm.
I had my own personal reasons. I knew he was probably lying about other things that she did or said just to make his case better. I didn't believe all the things that he said, and that didn't contribute as to why I wanted Spicy out. My reasons were the facts that were proven to me, that she admitted, and just her actions during that week kind of solidified it for me.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. And that's great. So, what was, because you won the game. So technically, like, you played as great as you could have, but I still want to ask, what was the most difficult part of playing this game?
Oh, probably trusting people, not knowing if you really can. Even the
Mm-hmm.
people you feel 100% with, there's always a chance that they're lying to you, manipulating you. And also the mental aspect, the toll that it takes on your mental.
Mm-hmm.
I was very stressed. I was very much under pressure all the time. And I don't do well under pressure, as you guys probably saw. I'm very anxious and I'm just a ball of nerves. So to be in this environment really heightens that. So learning how to navigate that without having your core people, like I didn't have any of my family and friends to rely on or to help me or to reassure
Mm-hmm.
me. That part was probably the most difficult, just to rely on my own self, my own intuition. But it also made my intuition, my gut so much stronger. I trust myself so much more now because I was on the right path.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so considering that, here at the Reality Kingdom, we like to keep it real. You like to keep it real, so I love speaking with you. I love you. So I'm wondering, how were you able to play this game so authentically, Bayleigh,
Mm.
and still win it? That's amazing to me, honestly.
It's amazing to me too. Honestly, I wasn't sure how that was going to work out. I don't have any other option. I'm really not capable of being anything else. I know that I am too much sometimes. I know that I was probably too much for people at times. Like I'm loud. I have a lot of opinions. I'm really aggressive sometimes.
Hmm.
But I was hoping that my good qualities, my loyalty, my honesty, those would shine through more. And I didn't really care if people liked me. I just really hoped that they respected me. And that was in the back of my mind throughout this entire game, is just be a respectful person so that no one can say anything bad about your game. If it gets me out of the house, at least I'll walk out with my head held high. I didn't want to make any decisions that I would be ashamed of or embarrassed of, or that
Hmm.
wasn't really true to my character. So I guess the answer is I didn't have a choice and I didn't know that it would win me the game. But I'm glad that it did, because it shows other people that you don't have to backstab and lie and do all these crazy things in this house to win the game. You can do it by being exactly who you are. In fact, the more authentic you are, I think the better shot you have at winning the game.
Yeah, that's interesting because my last question was going to be, do you have any advice for any future players to play this game? And what else would you say for them?
I think, yes, just to be yourself, to have a purpose on why you're coming in, to really know your why, I think is really important. Not just coming on just because it's a TV show and you want to win. Why do you want to win? Who are you? What do you stand for? And how will you prove that in your gameplay?
Hmm. That's so interesting. Last thing is, Dougie said the have the purpose thing, and Lexa said the be yourself thing, and you just said both. And it's so crazy that y'all are the final three. But anyways, that was all. That was all I had. Thank you so much for talking to me. It was great.
It was a pleasure. Thank you. Keep making those videos. I'll be watching.
Thank you.